So the first question is, what part of the course do you find most interesting? I mean, yeah, most challenging. Most challenging.
Most challenging?
Yeah.
IB music really challenges you in like everything, but it really pushes you to try like new types of music, get out of your comfort zone. And there is so much theory that like goes into IB music. You have terms in I just missed my finger. You have terms in Italian, German, Latin, French, and it's a lot of theory. It's a lot of history, arts, culture, religion studies. So it's hard.
I think the most challenging part of IB music is composing. What have I learned in this course? I learned a lot about music history, which I didn't know a lot about before. For example, so far we learned about medieval music, Renaissance music, classical music. Yeah.
I have learned a lot about classical, Renaissance, medieval music. But actually, I've learned a lot about really trying new genres and like not sticking to just one, which is really important.
All right. What do you consider as the benefit of taking the course?
I think that just overall learning a lot about music is really good for anyone, and being able to like apply it to my life and what I want to do in my future, and being able to talk to people about music is pretty cool. Yeah.
I think you would really benefit from this course if you enjoy analyzing music and composing. What part of the course do I find most interesting? Well, I found it really interesting to learn about composing because I've never composed before this year. And so when I completed my first composition, I was really proud of it, and I thought it was like the things that I learned from composing it were really interesting.
I think the most interesting is, well, I'm a history girl. I love history, so incorporating history and language and religion into music is, and arts especially, it's really, I don't know, it's really beautiful, it's really interesting. You learn how much of an impact music had back then and how much of an impact it still has, and its influence on society.
All right. What do you think students should know in order to make an informed decision on whether or not they should take the course?
If you're going to take IB music, you need to have a passion for music or a passion for an instrument. Just don't take it because you think, oh, it's gonna like be a time where I get to practice my instrument, or it'll be like middle school or elementary school music classes, because it's not a time where you go and play your violin. It's a time where you go and you learn theory, you learn all about like the context of music, and be ready to take a lot of notes. Like, if you're gonna go into IB music, you gotta work hard and be determined.
I think if you see yourself doing music in the future, or you're just really interested in learning about music, you should definitely take this course. But I think a lot of students think that IB music is just, it may not be as hard as like other academic courses, but that's actually not the case, because there's a lot of work that goes into preparing for IB music exams. So you should take it if you're actually interested in doing music. What aspects of the course do you think are misinterpreted by students? As I said before, IB music is definitely not an easy course. It's actually very difficult, especially the compositional part and the exams that you will do at the end of IB.
I think, well, a misinterpretation that I had when I first went into it was I thought it was impossible, because people told me like, don't take it, everyone fails the course. So don't believe that. That's not true. A lot of people do really well. You learn a lot.